Hi guys and welcome in this new episode. In this series we are following me building a SaaS application from scratch, and the idea is that we launch the MVP the end of January. Today or yesterday I worked mostly on the API side of the application because we are really aiming towards a software development kit, so the API needs to be very extensive. And the idea is that every model here, we work in Django, and in Django you have a Django Rest Framework. That's the framework, the library we use to build our API. And the idea is to give every model, every database model, a good CRUD, so through API. So for example, we have a tracker. That's the session where we track clients that I showed yesterday, and you can update that one. So you can update models in this tracker object. So especially the metadata and description and name, everything is customizable through API. And also we have the events endpoints right now. There's nothing happening yet, but the routing is there. And the triggers are also having an endpoint. And what I thought was, you want to show all events with all the unique IDs, and you can pick one with a unique ID. You can get this one and see all the details, but you can also execute one, delete one, or update one. And update, I think you have to see what happens there, but I think that maybe you can update the name. And if there are trigger events, maybe you can say this. So this is an extra model, trigger events. And this one decides which events are related to the trigger, so probably this one will also be used in that endpoint. So that's, I can already put that there. Uses. So like this. And also we have lists, and the lists is where we store all the triggers. And this one I extend a little bit with a create, so you can now create a list. I'll show you. Let me get the application here. Yeah. So you can add a body, so we say a new list. 1, 2, 3, and we can say what preset it is. I think tracking, and then the columns have to be related to the preset. And then we say new list. Oh, sorry. Then we say new list and successfully created. So there we are. If we are trying to do the preset checks, should not work because those fields are not, those columns are not supported. So all these endpoints for lists at least work. We can also delete the list. So let's see. We had this one, we just created this one. So I think it's like this. And then we should do delete. Gone. So that all works. And what I also did, and I found out that we need for Django Rest Framework an extra application, which I forgot the name of. DRF Spectacular, and that's the library that allows us to have an open API, Redoc. So that's what we now have is let's see, API, schema, Redoc. And this is a lot of filling in all the blanks. So you have in the API we now have an extra utils of DRF Spectacular, and then we can say like this is authorization, we give it a description, etc. That way we build our text here, our Redocs. So I'm already organizing everything in lists. Then we have tracking, and everything will have their own group. And this is super handy to already have. So that's there. That's something I did today. And also what I did in the application itself is some drop downs. The navigation was a bit off, so now we can go to click events right away. I changed this table a little bit more readable, and yeah, here the settings we have a bit more. There was a bit messy here, so we have all the labels here, refer labels. This works, but yeah, this CRUD of the labels is something I really have to work on, and all the CRUD around all the objects are really important as a next step. So yeah, that's a small little update on the progress so far. The coming weekend, it's New Year of course, but the coming weekend I will work for sure on a few things. What I did for myself is this little list. So I have like a to-do per week, and I did more than I expected, so I already grabbed a few from week 1 and put them in week 52. I have a few things to figure out, tests, and yeah, this is kind of the stuff I think of that we need to do before launching. So I really try to get everything done before the half of January, all the basic application stuff, and then I think we need some time to really explain the application. So do the marketing around it, etc. So that's how I try to divide my list, but let's see how that unfolds. But everything that I do in this week is for me already a bonus, because it's kind of a 1 month thing here. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, that was it, and see you after the weekend in a new video, and I hope to show you then more progress. Bye guys.